and welcome to episode 17 of the Red Sea podcast. Uh, it's been a while, been a little bit, and I apologize, but life has been extremely busy in many ways, more ways than one. Uh, as you all know, today is going to be the last episode of the show for a little bit, not for a lot. The hiatus I have to take because of the surgery, but we'll get into that in a bit. First of all, I want to get through the typical stuff. Uh, as always, follow what the banner says. The show is everywhere. Of course, if you like what you see, you can gladly like and subscribe. It helps the show massively. The show has already gotten a huge amount of support, honestly, on all platforms, uh, but especially uh, the support that the show has gotten here has been incredible and extremely unexpected, honestly. Of course, the episodes, as always, go up an hour or two after on Spotify. Um, Shows on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter has the more frequent updates, but am slowly getting better at managing both platforms on a similar level. Uh, and of course, the least active platform, but still a very active one, is TikTok. So if you like what you see and hear, you can follow anywhere and everywhere. Of course, comment, DM, absolutely anything you want. I'm responding to everyone as long as you are responding in a or texting in a human way. Questions, advice, absolutely anything is welcome as long as you're not attacking me for no reason. Whether we agree or disagree on an opinion, whether you're an Olympiacos fan, a Panathinaikos fan, a Nike fan, and the list goes on, you can gladly message me or comment on any of my posts. Uh, but yeah, I will probably be running solo today. I do not know if Gav is going to be able to join me, but we'll talk about more on that in a bit also, uh, because I will be discussing with Gav and maybe one other person what will happen with the social media, if it will run, if it will stay off. The week and a half I've been gone, I shouldn't be going for more, at least from the socials. So yeah, for those of you who have been following me and are not just discovering me, I have been battling a health problem recently. Uh, I will go in for surgery on the 26th of the month uh, for a thyroid removal. So that's why I'm going to be taking the hiatus as well. Uh, shouldn't be too tough of a surgery, but has to happen. I, of course, will update everyone more. Most those of you who don't know me, as I said, know more details, but I will update everyone more on both socials. But yeah, so from the 25th, probably the day before, to the 20, I'll see, depending on how it goes, of course. I'll try and be back on socials uh, as fast as I can without, of course, pressuring myself. Uh, but yeah, the thing I can speak about the the most surely it's gonna be that this is gonna be the last show, at least from me, until the 1st of July, maybe the 2nd. Well, of course, I'll come back, update on how I am and everything, and we'll continue from there. There is stuff planned for the summer, of course. I am very grateful for for all that you guys have given me, and I will repay it in any way I can. Honestly, I think that's about all there is for the typical stuff. As I said, today is more or less unplanned. I just wanted to get something up to give my opinions on some stuff, uh, not focus on news, just analyze some news I have already posted up on the socials and just have something up for you guys to listen to while I am gone and to update you guys on my health too, of course. So let's get started with the thing that is, of course, the most positive, but the thing that's, I think, the quickest to get through, and that's, of course, that after a very, very close uh, final series with AEK, Olympiacos managed to get their fourth league title since their reinstating in the league, in handball, of course. Uh, and honestly, this these boys just got to their, I'm pretty sure what's their first European final, and got so close, 2 posts away, and lifted another leg. So I I don't see a reason why we shouldn't be very proud of them. Uh, of course, the main focus has to go to Savas, who is probably the best uh, player in this team's history. Uh, and honestly, I hope with all my heart that he knows how loved he is uh, and that he stays, of course. Shoutouts have to go also to Kotanidis and Papadonopoulos, the two wonderful keepers that this team has. Sliskovic also with some amazing games. I wanted to talk about one more person, Papa Vasilis, with an amazing, especially fifth final. So yeah, just let's be proud of these boys, and I'll keep focusing on what I always say, that we can't uh, forget about any part of this amazing family of the best multi-sport organization in Europe. So yeah, just a full round of applause to the handball team, and we'll see what next year holds. I believe they'll be back and better, especially in Europe. We'll see. We'll see what transfers hold, and we'll see what everything holds. Now, on to basketball. On to basketball, because there is a few things to talk about. Uh, Let me actually see. Okay, I just got confirmation that I will be running solo today, so that's okay. You guys will have to bear with me. But yeah, as I was saying, on to basketball. The EuroLeague 24-25 teams got announced, I think it was yesterday, if I'm not that mistaken. Uh, and of course, the major change is that uh, Paris Basketball Club, the Eurocup winners, are now in the organization, and out of all the teams, Valencia are the one that got excluded. As I understand it, the reason is just clearly that they didn't have enough cash to stay in the organization. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see what Paris had to offer to the EuroLeague. Of course, looking down at the Eurocup, great representation is Bayaris, who are looking very, very solid and are looking like they can do some things. And we also have a lot of great representation down in the Basketball Champions League as well, with Ike, uh, Peristeri, um, keep forgetting the names. Colossos is now in, and Prometheus. I think those are the teams, and maybe Pauker in there as well. I don't really remember, but yeah, we have a lot of Greek representation in the BCL. Uh, Now in the EuroLeague, a lot of moves are being made. Of course, for example, Kalath is moving over to Monaco to rejoin his old teammate Mike James. Kevin Panther moving to Barcelona. No one knows where the fuck Mario Chisonia will be. Uh, the latest news are that he has resigned with Madrid, but honestly, I don't believe anything about the player until I see an official announcement. Of course, Olympiacos missed out on Mike James, uh, with him renewing for the next 3 years, I'm pretty sure. Uh, we are, of course, waiting to see what's going to happen on Sasha Vazenkov. Isaiah did leave for Red Star, for those of you who haven't seen. Luke Sigma is also out the door, and I'm pretty sure we are looking to cut Brasdeikis' contract, but do not fully take my word on that. I am not sure. Uh, I did read that Nigel Williams is more than likely staying in the team, and I do agree with the decision. To be fair, even though I know many people would disagree with that. Um, what else? Am I lagging? Wait. Someone do let me know if I am lagging because my camera is going very, very slow for some reason. I don't know how to fix it. Hmm, interesting. Do give me a second because technical problems happen. It is fully on me, but I do not know what's happening. I should be back normally. Hello, everyone again. Uh, things happen. They're fixed fast, thankfully. But yeah, as I was saying, Mike did renew with Monaco for the next 3 years. Uh, we are looking to see what's going to happen with Vezenkov. I am genuinely tired of seeing uh, Panathinaikos quote unquote signing Vezenkov. Think for the millionth time, no? Uh, what else? What else? Uh, as I said, Canan has gone over to our red and white brothers at Zvezda, who are officially our brothers, quote unquote, now with the signing today, which is leading up to uh, Zvezda's 80 years and now 100. With this cooperation, I think spilling into all the departments and mainly football and basketball. Uh, what else? I did say that Sigma is out the door. Um, what else did I want to say? I did say that we are probably trying to cut Ignaz's contract. We are waiting on Sasha. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know with his team. Honestly, there has been a lot of discourse about the Angelopoulos brothers, the Angelopoulos brothers, and the money they'll spend, how they lack in defending Marjokas with all the wars that's happened and the toxicity that's happened, especially in the finals this year. So I don't know what will happen. I do guess that we will look for some Valencia players now that they're down in the Euro Cup. I I left my basketball thoughts and I will keep leaving my basketball thoughts going on both on Instagram and Twitter, but I won't start completely panicking yet. Uh, and I also don't have any for sure news to report because I don't even know what's gonna happen or what's gonna end up happening with Keenan Evans, even though I've said my opinion that I would still get him in the team and get a guy to back him up until uh, he's back around January, February, whenever he'll be back. But yeah, I think my main word of advice when it comes to transfers, at least for now, is to not listen to the journalists, uh, because if not 190% of their reports, similar to last year, are coming from their heads and not a reliable source. Um, of course, I've talked about the EuroLeague and uh, our loss to Real and Panathinaikos winning the whole thing. Panathinaikos also went on to overturn a 2-0 deficit to win the league 3 to 2, which of course uh, hurts a lot. Uh, but again, my main word of advice, like I've said before, is that we need to criticize and not completely destroy everything. Of course, I've had a lot of talks. I mainly defended uh, Coach B, who I will say it loud and proud, we wouldn't even be talking about the Final Four if it wasn't for Coach B with the players he has, and he has the players he has, and he's playing with them. I don't know how to say it much better, honestly. I can't, my brain can't fathom the discussion that B isn't the perfect coach to lead us forward. There have been talks about how, for example, Spanulis would have a better year. I love Vasilis. I don't think there is a single Olympiacos fan who doesn't love Vasilis, but he's been a coach for what, 2 years now? Uh, I think he'll do great with the national team. I really do. His influence has already been shown, and we'll see it very, very soon on the field as well. We've seen it on the field, but we'll properly see it on the field very soon. Um, but yeah, I don't see any scenario whether Spanulis does a better job this year than B does. Uh, I've also had to surprisingly defend some players a lot. Of course, the most criminal opinions, at least in my opinion, have been written about Papa Nicolau. Honestly, saying it as bluntly and as honestly as I possibly can, some people just don't understand basketball, at least in my opinion. Uh, some people, the same people who criticize Papa Nicolau, who call Milutino fat, who call uh, Gosh useless. I was mad at him as well, of course, especially after the fifth final. But I am never in any scenario gonna come out and say that he's a useless basketball player. Uh, I've seen everything and anything. I've seen the toxicity get to us. I've seen us to fight over each other more than we have fought, quote unquote, with Panathinaikos fans, of course. Some Panathinaikos fans that follow the toxicity of their. I, my throat just closes up when I go and call that man the president of an organization have completely just attacked me and attacked everyone. But as I've said, where there is darkness, there is also light, at least in my opinion. And I've had some very pleasant reactions with some proper Panathinaikos fans as well, with banter and everything. So yeah, I think the toxicity that that man wants to spread has gotten to a lot of us, and I think that along with the team, along with the president, along with B, I think we need to have a hard reset on our mindset as well. And again, I'll say this as much as I humanly need to, there is a difference between criticizing a team and finding ways to improve it, realistic ways to improve it, that is, and demolishing everything about the team. There is a massive, massive difference on that, and we really need to avoid the second thing. I know this year has been very weird. I know this year has been one of the most toxic ones I've seen, at least as a fan. But we can't let it get to us, at least not more than it already has. Of course, those of you who follow me on the socials have seen that I have been going on a trend of appreciation posts for some players. Uh, of course, Cannon's thank you post. The very, very long thread that I went on to write about Coach B, which didn't even touch 10% of what he's done to the team, for the team. Uh, Talked about Milu, talked about Peters earlier today, actually. I have a few more to touch on, but I do want to touch on a player that I haven't, and that my opinion, as I see, differs from a lot of people. Uh, and that's Sagel McKissick. People have been calling him too old for this team. People have been calling him uh, honestly waste. I've seen him being called as a waste of a spot. Uh, and I want to disagree with that. I want to fully and openly disagree with the majority. And of course, I will build on the argument that you're never gonna find a player like Shaq who is gonna play as many minutes as he will, who is gonna be our fourth, fifth guarding choice and never complain. I haven't seen a single complaint by Shaquille Magic in his tenure here. And honestly, in my opinion, for the things we need him to do, and as time goes on, of course, as his age goes on, we need him to do different things. I think he's a great presence in the team. I have had a discussion or two with some people. Of course, a very well spoken person that I had the pleasure to talk with in more detail as well on Twitter. Mitrokol and I have talked about uh, what's the name? I'm sorry. Partisans. Dozier being a very, very good replacement for Sak if he was to leave, but I still wouldn't want him to leave. Time will tell, I suppose, as with most things, time will tell. Uh, I will keep posting threads about uh, stuff, especially basketball. So my opinions will mostly be around the social. Of course, for the people who are on until I get on to my next subject, the link to hop on, and that's for the people listening after as well. Most times, if not every time, the link to hop on will be highlighted in the comments. You're free to hop on and say anything you like. Uh, After I'm back, of course, there will be a season recap for most sports. Uh, the Super League recap will be with a very special guest, me at least. Uh, and there will be a couple of things I've told you guys that when I am done with everything, the series where I bring some of you on so you can talk about your stories with this team, your experiences in general with this team. Uh, will finally start. I know that that was supposed to start sooner, but of course, stuff got in the way. Um, I do want to talk about a small complaint that I have for basketball, and then I'll move quickly on to football and say some things and wrap this up, of course. I want Sasha in this game. I want to give everything for him. I really do. I will be the absolute happiest if Sasha Vezenkov resigns with us and returns. Of course, I'll be very happy for him as well if he manages to get an even more successful season in the NBA, whether that would be with the Kings or not. But I would adore for him to to be back. But there is a but on that. We can't give our focus, all all our focus to Sasha and not give our equal focus to signing a proper guard. Solely because it's not in our hands what happens with Vezenkov. It's in Sacramento and in his, of course. But I'm sure he want to return if given the chance. So it's mostly in Sacramento because he has, I think, one more year of a guaranteed contract. Excuse me, but so yeah, but I think no, we surely need to move differently than last summer. So we'll see. I'll keep you all updated on the socials as much as I can. Now, on to some football talk, shall we? Uh, the main thing I wanna say first of all is that, of course, as expected, Kostas Fortounis has more than likely renewed with the team, and we are waiting on the final details for the official thing. There has been talks over the last few hours, and of course I've reported on it as well, that Euros Masouras has decided to leave Olympiacos FC on free, and more than likely, if the reports are indeed true, that he is leaving the team, end up in Bochum. So I do want to take a second and, uh, as I said on the post, say that what this man offers to the team, despite the not only the division he's caused among fans, but my opinion of him being more up and down than a roller coaster. I've unfairly criticized him a lot of times personally. Uh, he was usually the butt of the rage, sadly. A very unique player. A very unique player that I think if we indeed lose, we'll, we'll appreciate way more. As they say, you don't know what you have until you lose it. Uh, and a player that's given his all to the team and that will always be a supporter of the team. So the thank you stands, whatever happens. But again, looking likely that he'll leave, but I will tell. Same with Youssef El Arabi. There have been talks with the team, but as things stand, he's also leaving. I've posted a more detailed article, quote unquote, about Youssef El Arabi and my opinion of him and my thanks for him on Instagram. I have linked it on Twitter when I did put it up, but that's on Instagram, as most articles will be, unless I can uh, put them as threads on Twitter, which I will try to do, and I've been trying more and more to do, honestly. Uh, Now, to get into the Nikolakopoulos article. Nikolakopoulos said some very interesting stuff that I will mostly analyze when I am back from the hiatus I have to take. But he did reveal, quote unquote, that some people were here as a loanees and some people had left as a loanees that we didn't know. Of course, talks about uh, Jordan, Sevilla's Jordan, uh, coming in as a loanee with Sevilla covering half his contract, and Nikolakopoulos, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, said that Vicente Bora had come in the team the same way. He also said that Kalogeropoulos is on loan at Volos for 2 years, not one. Which I don't know how true that is, but don't shoot the messenger. We also learned that Razal. I always struggle with his name. I love the guy, but I always struggle with his name. Lazar Rancelovic uh, was a loanee, uh, and that came from. I'm not sure if that came from Nikolakopoulos or from Russian sources, but we learned that Rangelovic was a loanee and will be back with the team in the summer. Uh, we also learned that Giovanni Cabral will not continue with the team, as there had been a few talks in the near past. And to the very important news of the day, Marco Stamenic will be joining Olympiacos. I'm pretty sure it's more than certain now. There are some talks that with sites like LiveScore, no, with sites like FlashScore, and I'm pretty sure Transfer marked up until a point saying that the player will be joining Coventry City, but uh, as the day went on, it became more and more sure that the player will be joining Olympiacos through Nottingham Forest loan after they purchase him from Crvena Zvezda for 5.5 million. I'm also leaning more on the side that this transfer is gonna happen uh, because I really don't think that the pact between Zvezda and Olympiacos was made official, of course. The the fans had a very brotherly connection up to now. But I don't think the pact was made official today accidentally or coincidentally. Of course, the 22-year-old is a very good player. I won't act like I'm an expert on him, but I've asked around. I've seen some highlights with the main one be with the main point of focus, honestly, being the game against Man City earlier in the season, with some English side saying that he's still chasing Phil Foden. Uh, the 22-year-old, of course, had 35 appearances this season, scoring two and assisting one. Do give me a second because my voice is completely tired. As I was saying, the 22-year-old had 35 appearances, scoring two and assisting one. And I think the best description I can give him is he would be Santiago Es's perfect pairing in the midfield. And with Chiquinho and of course Andre Horta, with Chiquinho staying and of course Andre Horta hopefully staying and Ese hopefully not going anywhere. There's some very serious things happening in our midfield, and I am very, very excited. Of course, there has also been a lot of talks about David Carmo and what will happen with him. There have been talks about offers from for 7 to 8.5 million for 50 to 60% of the players' uh, rights. There have been talks about Leicester City and Wolverhampton wanting him. There have also been talks about Nottingham entering the race. Most of us know what that means. Uh, And yeah, of course, also Daniel Podence with some incredible words for us has shown very publicly that he wants to stay here, and as it seems, the negotiations for him are going amazingly as Wolves are looking like they'll allow him to move to Olympiacos permanently. There have also been news that Olympiacos and Nottingham will have a pre-season friendly uh, on August 8th in the Karaiskakis. That's coming from, of course, the great Kostas Llanos, who said that nothing is confirmed yet. But that's the word. Uh, what else did I want to talk about? Mm, yes, there it is. And the last thing that I want to get into on this show, as I told you guys, it was never gonna be very organized today. Uh, wait, two more things. Uh, of course, word today as well that Olympiacos under 19 striker Yorgos Haralaboglu set to sign for FC Utrecht. Uh, Sport FM was the main reporting source, saying that he's expected to land in the Netherlands tomorrow. Haraboglu had 28 goals and 15 assists in 38 games for the under 19s. Bad deal, in my opinion. Uh, I've seen mixed opinions. Um, I've said the main thing. I've said a main thing. We don't know the full details of the deal, of course. But if either a buyback clause or a sell-on clause wasn't included, in my opinion, it's a horrible deal. Of, I hope there is some extra explanation, or of course, when the deal is made official, the details are out. But it's a very bad deal on, in both ways, at least in my opinion. And the final thing that I did want to say today will actually be in congratulations to another team, and that's PAOK. Of course, I've mentioned the kid before, but I think all of you guys are very aware of who Yanakis is, the the amazing uh, the amazing PAOK fan that's on a wheelchair that was invited by us to watch the Conference League final as well. The fan that's given hope to Greek football that maybe it can be on the rise and more united. And PAOK have uh, made the incredible move of covering all the cost for Yanakis to be on his feet. And aside all, all the fan stuff that deserves all the respect in the world, in my opinion. And it's one of the greatest ever uh, moves of a great club outside the field, and I will more than openly applaud them on that. And I do want to end the show on this positive note. As I said, I will update you guys more on my surgery soon. You all have been extremely supportive, the even when I first announced that I will have to take a hiatus from health problem and that a lot is going on in general. All of you just straight up and wish me the best, and I am extremely, extremely appreciative of the platform you all have given me. And despite this being quite an anxious period of my life, thank you all. Αλήθεια, σας ευχαριστώ από τα βάθη της καρδιάς μου. And I mean it. I really do. Thank you.